Hello everyone, I'm Greg Look, thank you for joining me, and welcome back to episode 392 of Factorio with the C-Block mod, where we hopefully can finish up our improved red circuit production. Maybe minus all of the modules that we need for that. But let's see. So we have connected the two first setups, and those are both outputting, right? Yes. So we need to go further to here. We have 2 belts plus 4 belts left, 6. We have 4 inputs, so we still need to balance it correctly. And you should be there. So we can balance those. This should still be more than a belt, right? Yes. Input, right. And then we only have less than a belt left. And we need to get more resources in from here then, before we can fix the next belt. Good. Is that correct? We need this and this to be balanced before we can input it into here. So we had 4 belts. Then we take a little bit less than 1, a little bit less than 1, a little bit less than 1. And a little bit less than 1. And we still expect to have more than 1 belt. $60, $120, $240. It's a lot less than a belt. We have more than 1 full belt left at least. From 240 to 180 is 1 belt. And then 20 more or something. Still, how do we fix this? Could just pull from out here now. Shouldn't we only have 1 belt left after pulling 4? What is 1/4 of this? 40, 80, 160. 40, 80, 120. So we've removed 2 belts after here. $160. So we still have more than 2 belts. It's correct, I think. It's just that after this we only have 1 belt, or less than 1 belt. Why am I so bad at this math? My brain hurts. If we take 240, which is 4 belts, and divide by let's just say 40.5 or 41. Let's just say 40 actually. If we produce a little bit less, then I can live with that. We get 6 inputs from 4 belts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And yes, we lose the 2.3 here that we would need for a full 60 production from each, but alternatively we just pull some of this belt over here now. 6. Wait, what have we done down here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 16 inputs in total. We need more than 5 outputs from 4 belts then. We need 5 point something. 5.33. My brain still hurts. So it is a little bit less than 6 outputs we can get. And if we do 6 outputs, we get 2 belts too much. No, we would just be able to feed 2 extra belts. 18 belts rather than the 16 inputs we need. And that's just 1.5 belts. I think. No, less than that. So what are we going to do? I really can't wrap my head around this right now. I guess I should have slept more or something. Now we have 6 outputs here. That's not really something we can supply. If we just pull from this output priority right, then satisfy this belts with the combined here. We just shift over from here to make sure that everything works. And then we just feed from here on out. Then it should be fine. Though this should have been fed from here as well. Just to be sure. Input priority right. Output priority right. And then we do this thing here as well. Okay. I think that is correct then. I think we will take 2/3 of this belt and put onto here now, but that's okay. Because we're just shifting over, so we only have 1/3 of a belt here now, and that's fine. Good. We need stuff in here as well, though. That sucks. Should we just move this over here instead? Output priority. And then this works as usual. After this, we should have lost a belt. And again. And... oh, wait, what? This is not supposed to be this one. I'm stupid. This is transistors. They're just here because we have transistors right here. But I do just want to fix all of the components first. I need components in here. Can't we reach this? Nope. We could with a blue belt. That needs to come from here. As the last belt from this setup, or for that setup. Yep. And here we lose a belt. And then we have 3 belts total for the last 3 or 4 inputs. This is not where it goes either. It needs to replace these. Oops. So like that. And then again over here. And then we lose at least 1 belt after that. We should lose a belt after each 3 inputs, right? But here, this counts for 2 inputs, because that's 2/3 of a belt. Then 2/3 of a belt. Wait, what? So we would actually lose another one here. We lose 2 belts after 4 setups. No, after 3 setups. 3 setups. I think. Yes, so these 2 belts are for those, this setup and these 2. Yeah, let's just get it in here before I forget where it goes. Something like that, I think, is correct. Now, we put some components on a belt that shouldn't have components here. But we'll fix that later, I think, when we get the transistors in. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shouldn't this just be like this? Wait, should this even be here? We have 3 belts out here that are not components, then a component. That should be the same up here. 3 belts, then a component. Isn't this supposed to be here? Then what was this supposed to be? After the component, we have what? I put components in there accidentally. Transistors. Oh, so the belt was here, but I forgot where it's supposed to go. Okay, we just have a lot of these. This really needs to go there. And that one needs to go there, there. And... wait, what? What's supposed to be here? I'm still making mistakes. I think. 3 of those. 3 of those. Then a component. Component is supposed to be here. Then transistor. Then something. This is also transistor. That matches those two. And this one comes from further away. And it's solder or something. Yeah. I am making a mess of this. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, components. Okay. Then transistors is next, I guess. One, two, three, 4, 5. How is this only feeding 4 and then getting stuff for the 5th one? When this is feeding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then getting stuff for the 6th one. Isn't that incorrect? Dang it. Why don't we just put all of these belts in here? Or at least 8 of them, and then feed the last 4 in. Time to redo. I think this makes a lot of sense. No, well, it's a waste of belt and stuff, underground belts, but I think the management will be a lot easier. If we can get them in here. And that's the problem, isn't it? Because we need 1 belt to go from here. If only we had built this a little bit further up. Just so we could have 4 belts under this. If we just did that instead, we are a lot better off here. Let's not use my robots for this. We have the space down here, I believe. Or maybe not. Wait, this doesn't matter, we are just pulling 4 belts in for that. Okay. Now, will this fit everywhere, is the question. Namely on this side, where it won't fit. That should be okay as well. Good. So that's the first 8 belts. And if we just shift them over to here instead. Actually have space for our pull off here, our splitter. And then we can just do this every time. Good. And then transistor and stuff. And then we're supposed to have 2... No, that's not it. Where are the other 2? It is in here. On those 2 spots, okay. Help, dang it. Too close. Also, we need it again here. So that's 3 belts. So we lose 2 belts after this. And I guess we have lost 1 belt after 2. So from here we should bring in 2 belts from over here. Not that it needs to be right now, but it shouldn't hurt at least. That's not where this goes, what? This is where it goes. So if we just bring it over 2 belts here. It's fine. And then we need a belt in there. And again in there. At least that's where we have it, and it is correct. And then there. So 1, 2, 3 belts, we pull 2 over. That worked surprisingly well, in this case at least. So 1, 2, 3, then we lose 2 belts again. But we don't really have the space to pull anything over right now, which is fine. And again here. Except we didn't have these 2 belts. They will be brought in from over here though. And that works surprisingly well again here. We have fed 2 setups, but we still expect to have 8 belts left. That doesn't make a lot of sense. 2 belts go off here, 2 belts go off there. Oh, so we don't expect to have 2 belts left. These should actually... Well, this should be brought over fast enough, I think. I don't think there's a problem, but we'll see. So 1, 2, 3. Then we lose 2 belts. Continue from there. Let's just get this stuff connected over here. Can we fit this on this setup? Yes. Not that it really needs to be there, but whatever. Wait, I've missed some belts here. So 2 belts off, 2 belts in. 2 belts off, 2 belts in. 1, 2, 3. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We should lose 2 belts after this. Which means that belt goes away, which means this is a full belt of input. Can that be true? One, two, 3. So we lose more than 1 belt after this one, but then 2 belts after this one. That is with the expectation that we only need 40 input into each belt. We do need 40 point something, 40.66 or something. So we could just save a little bit of these belts still. Because this will give us some extra belts at the end, which is what is confusing me at the moment. Other than just how often we need to remove belts. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Wait. Yeah, I'm still confused about this, let's be honest. And that's because we have lost 66% of, or 2/3 of a belt, 4/3. No, wait, it was before this. Is it? I'm confused again. No, this is where I was confused. 1, 2, 3. 2 belts off. 2/3, 4/3, 6/3, so that's 2 belts. Then we take 1/3 of this belt. Shouldn't this belt just be gone as well? Since we are pulling 1/3 off, or 2/3 off, 4/3 off, yes. 2/3, 4/3, 6/3. Two-thirds, 4/3. I really need to think about the extra little bit that we also want in, since we have the input anyway. If we have 4 setups, we have 12 builds. We just need to put 3 builds into each setup. And then be done with it. So even if it's a waste of builds, we should just continue this. Make the full setup before we run anything in. And after this we have lost 3 belts. Right? So 3, 6, 9, 12 belts. And 3 belts is 180 instead of the 160 we were trying to put in. So there's no belts here anymore. Which means that is definitely not less necessary. This is not necessary. So that is not necessary. This is probably fine. Again, it's less than 1 belt we input, so we do need to carry this on. And then we do 2/3. To a total of 4. No, wait, what? I keep saying 2/3, but it's more than that. But we have at least lost 2 belts after this. Yes, it is correct. And this is not even a full belt. Good. So after this, we could pull in 3 belts now. If we have the space for it. We don't really. We could wait until we have used another setup where we will lose another 3 belts. And then bring all 4 over, potentially. Let's just continue this at least. We could also not balance all the way out and just remove the inner belts. Okay, let's complete this first and then I can decide to do other stuff afterwards. This is a separator, yes. So after these 4 belts we lose another 3 belts. So those are not there anymore. That's gone, that's gone, that's gone. That's gone. So according to this, I lose a belt after the first one. That is not correct. I only lose the 3rd belt after this, right? So this is where the last merging should be, yes. Two-thirds-ish, 4/3, 6/3. 8/3, but we're just calling it 9/3, so 3 belts. Yes. Then we can pull in 3 belts here if we want to. I hope this will help us with transistors as well, just to figure it out. Good. Well, they should probably go all the way over. As when we start this, we need to again pull from the inner 3 belts. These just continue. We lose 1 belt after this. And then another belt after this. Plus 6/3, yes, plus the extra. And then that just goes in there. Are we... Oh, because I did... Now I'm starting to do what I just said I didn't want to do. I'm still supposed to be doing this. But I don't want to do it, let's be honest. So let's not do it. Okay. We pulled from these 3 belts, so this should not be merged in just yet. Then there's a belt there. No belt after that. There's another belt there, and this just goes in. I am gonna shift these over. Just to have a little bit more of a clean area to pull more belts in. And then we are again only pulling from 3 belts. Lose a belt after that, lose a belt after that. Put directly in there. And we have 2 more belts going on. Good. That's a lot. Well, maybe it doesn't look as orderly, but I think I have an easier time wrapping my head around it, and it's less expensive, so it makes sense to me. And then we just get the last belt in from over here. Well, I guess we should still shift these just to keep it clean. We only have 2 belts here, of course. Good. This all needs to go. Oh dear. I thought this would be a quick job to redo this whole base, but I keep changing my mind, so obviously it's not. Okay, that goes... Wait, that's not where it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be up here. Okay. Then we pull one. Pull another one. Oops, a belt. Pull another one, lose another belt. And in that one goes. Okay. I'm a lot more happy about this, at least math-wise. Doesn't look too great, but I don't care enough to fix it. Now these are also supposed to be pulled in the middle for 8 belts total instead. So this is not needed. This is not needed. At least I don't think it is. We'll see. Good. That's all the components. Those. And I'll just pick this as well for this one. Oh, we needed these to be one step up further if we just want it to be pretty. And God knows I do like pretty. Good. Okay. Are these correct? 2 around solder, 2 around solder. That sounds reasonable. And we can just pull from 3 belts. Actually, couldn't we just use this talisman? Yes, we could. Let's not make it more complex than it is. We lose 1 belt after that, we lose 2 belts after this. So we have 1 belt continuing. Wait, what? We don't have a belt continuing. What am I talking about? We lose 1 belt after this. Another one there. And then the last one goes in directly. Yes. And we didn't pull in 3 new belts just yet, and we don't have the space for that here either, so that's good. We only have space for 2 belts, so we're just gonna make 1 more setup before we pull. And we can just take this and put here. Right. Wait, I'm missing something there. I'm missing this one, the direct input. But it's correct, it's around the solder. Good. This should be correct as well, yes. And that one, yes. And then we need to pull more. I wonder if we couldn't have made this work without pulling every belt into the middle here, but oh well. Sometimes you gotta do it a little bit more difficult. So we want 3 belts in from here. And then the last bending belt in here. It's good. That is the belt that doesn't need to go here. This one does. Lot of belt. I guess we did let the robots deconstruct most of this, maybe. Or maybe I'm using more belt, I'm not sure. I don't see any belt in the system. This is, of course, costing us a little bit, but it shouldn't be that much. But I guess we weren't really connected up here before, so we are using more. Okay. Good. Transistors not done yet, because we need this in as well. Like that. But then it should be done. I think. Oh, except if we don't have these connected up here. And then we still need to remove some basic electronic components from these belts. Almost done. I think we're there. I hope so. Do we have any orphaned underground belts? We have these. Otherwise, not really. Good. So I think that's transistors done as well. But unfortunately, that's all we have time for in this episode. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.